Good morning students. Today we will start the half yearly syllabus. Okay, the chapter today we will start, that is the respiration in the organisms, right? Now in the first thing, we have already known that why do we require nutrients. We require nutrients so that we can perform many activities such as the movement, locomotion, growth, reproduction, this kind of thing. And when we have to perform this kind of activities, that means we require the energy. And the main question is that from where does this energy comes from? Let's come to the concept of the respiration. Okay, to perform these activities we generally need energy, and the energy comes from the food we eat. After digestion, generally the food that is brought to the cell by the help of the blood generally broken down into the carbon dioxide and the water, and it also release energy. Okay, now this process is known as the respiration. That means the breakdown of the food into the carbon dioxide and water to release energy is called the respiration. Okay, now there are the two steps of the respiration. First is foremost thing is that the breathing, and one is the cellular respiration. In the breathing, generally there is a presence of the external respiration. That means the air that we breathe inside with the help of the nose, that is the oxygen we breathe in, and we breathe out carbon dioxide. So this procedure is known as the external respiration. And the cellular respiration means the internal respiration. In this respiration, generally the food is broken down into the CO2 and H2O in the presence of the oxygen, and it releases the large amount of the energy. This process is known as the cellular respiration. Okay, we all know that the organisms like the plants, animals, and the microorganisms all time they need energy, right? There are the two kinds of the respiration present. One is the aerobic and another one is the anaerobic. The basic difference between the aerobic and the anaerobic is, in the case of the aerobic respiration there is a presence of the oxygen, and in the case of the anaerobic respiration it occurs without the any kind of oxygen, that is the absence of the oxygen. Now let's come with the aerobic respiration. When we all know that food contains generally the glucose, this glucose is a 6 carbon chain compound, right? 6 carbon compound, when it takes place in the presence of the oxygen, carbon dioxide and the water, when the glucose are break down into this oxygen, carbon dioxide and water, and it releases an energy, and this is the aerobic respiration. That means the glucose is breaking down with the help of the oxygen into the carbon dioxide, water and the energy, right? So here it is the complete breakdown of the glucose occur. There is a no kind of incompletion. It is a complete breakdown, and it gives the lot of energy to the living organisms to execute their daily activities. Okay, now here it comes the anaerobic respiration. That means it occurs in the absence of the oxygen. The breakdown of the food, that is the glucose, it is a 6 carbon compound, in the absence of the oxygen releases alcohol, carbon dioxide and the small amount of the energy. So see, here we are getting the extra thing, that is the alcohol. Here we are getting the water, and here we are getting the alcohol. So water and the alcohol is the exceptional product, otherwise carbon dioxide, energy, see, these are the same, right? I hope you have understood that what is the difference between the byproducts of the aerobic and the anaerobic. What are the products of the aerobic and the anaerobic respiration? The only difference is, in the case of the aerobic there is the generally water is forming, and in the case of the anaerobic the alcohol is forming, otherwise the rest of the products are same, right? Now let's come, what is the difference between the aerobic and the anaerobic? I have already told that it releases the more energy. It takes place in the presence of the oxygen, and it takes place absence of the oxygen. The glucose is generally completely oxidized, and it is partially oxidized. Okay, and another important thing is that it occurs both in the cytoplasm and the mitochondria, but it takes place only in the case of the cytoplasm. Okay, now the process of the anaerobic respiration not only occurs in the microorganisms like yeast, but it also occurs in our body when we are executing the heavy exercise, okay, fast running, etc. Now at this time our body demand a lot of energy. When we do the rigorous exercise, that time the demand of the oxygen become a lot in our body, but the supply of the oxygen become very limited. So to eliminate this demand, the anaerobic respiration takes place in our muscles to fulfill the demand of the energy. In this case, what happens? The glucose is converted into the lactic acid, and it releases the small amount of the energy. The lactic acid generally accumulates in our muscles and causes cramps after heavy exercise. Okay, so these are the things. That means that anaerobic respirations occur in our body also, along with the microorganisms. Okay, in the case of the anaerobic respiration, I want to give an example, that is the fermentation procedure or the wine procedure can be performed with the help of the anaerobic respiration. Okay, study the difference between the aerobic and the anaerobic respiration, and if you have any queries, just go through it. In the next class we will start with breathing in the animals. Okay, thank you.